Hi, Sarupa here from sarupashah.com and thesoulagentblog.com, and Happy New Year. 2014 is here. The energy is hugely different to last year. And you've probably heard me talk about this before. It's about go-getting. So this year, if one thing that you remember about this year is go for it. Really go for it. Think big, think bold, be courageous, and just go for it, and trust in you and trust in abundance that's going to be coming your way. And today my selfie is going to be talking about intuition. Now this is something that a lot of women and men claim as a label, okay? And I want to kind of dispel a couple of myths here. Number one, everybody, men and women, both have the power and the ability and the gift to be intuitive. It's not just something that's feminine. It might be as feminine as for women. It might be feminine in terms of that's the energy basis of it, but that's got nothing to do with the sexes. So we're going to clear that one myth up, that everybody can be intuitive. The second myth is just because you call yourself intuitive, it doesn't mean that you're using your intuition, okay? So we need to move with all these spiritual and conscious labels from having them as a label and saying, I know about intuition, I know about manifestation, I know about abundance and wealth consciousness, to actually being it, doing it, experiencing it, learning and developing it. So, you know, it's moving from knowing to being, as I call it. And the third myth, which is the kind of one that's really been on my mind for the last couple of days, and really been thinking about this, particularly as I'm creating the content for my workshop at the Ritz Manifest Your Highest Vision, where I really want to show people how to raise the spiritual bar and use spiritual power and the gifts to transform their own life and then the lives of others, of course. Is that intuition isn't an emotion. You know, people kind of look to think about how they feel about something, or say they didn't feel like doing, or they didn't, you know, feel it was the right thing to do. Intuition isn't about emotions. Now, if you've ever been in an emotional state, and, you know, I'm going to put my hands up to it, we all have. What you'll know is that there's a complexity of thoughts and a complexity of things and ways to be, and we're just having this kind of inner conversation all the time. You're feeling perhaps pain, anger, anguish. There's all sorts of different things going on at the same time. And that's really complex, okay? So when we're following our emotions, that's why intuition can feel, when you think it's your emotions, it can feel like, well, should I do this, shouldn't I don't know, yes, no, oh, I don't know, and things kind of keep going on and whirring in your mind. The truth about emotions is we are meant to be transcending them. And intuition, on the other hand, actually is a much deeper knowing. Some people call it the voice of God, your higher self, your soul. It's not your spirit team or your guides. That's completely different. But this is really your higher essence coming through. It's the part of you that knows and is connected to all that is, giving you that information. And that the language of intuition is simple. It's not complex. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybes. It's very clear. If you ask your intuition, you get an answer. As soon as you get indecisive about it, or think, well, could it have been this? What about that? Or you start to get that sense of, I don't know, was that yes really a no, or that no really a yes or a maybe? Then you've slipped into that emotion. So I want you to think about that the next time that you're using your intuition. And one of the things, I'm going to be teaching at the workshop on January the 17th, where we're going to be really working to manifest your highest vision, is how to tune into that intuition that's your deepest knowing, the part of you that will only ever guide you to live your potential and your purpose. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have lessons and growth, but what it means is you sail through them effortlessly, because you'll know, okay, I'm here, I'm growing, I'm expanding. Not, why am I here? What should I do? There's none of this kind of turmoil stuff that goes on. I'm going to be teaching you how to recognize that voice of intuition, how to understand when your emotions are kind of starting to play in. We're all part of this emotional kind of evolution that's going on. That's part of this new paradigm. So it's part of mass consciousness. There's not one person that isn't impacted by their emotional kind of body that's walking the planet at the moment. So we're all learning this, but we're all at different points and different stages of that kind of evolving journey. And I'm also going to teach you some of the things that I do to connect to my intuition, and how quickly, drama-free and easy it really is. So if you want to find out more, click on the link below and you'll find out about the workshop that's happening on January the 17th. If you want to find out more about intuition, then stay tuned, go and check out the soulagentblog.com. But better still, come to the workshop on January the 17th. It's in London at the Ritz. I've chosen that high frequency venue in order to raise your vibration. When your vibration is raised, when you walk in somewhere and you immediately feel lifted, you immediately feel amazing, then your energy is shifting, then you're going to be more open to letting your true magnificence out, okay? So this is the year to be going for it. This is the year that can be yours, but you do have to grab it, you do have to claim it, and and you don't have to kind of admit this or put it in the comments, when you think, well, I did follow my intuition, and I hit a dead end, or I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, the truth of that will be that you were probably following your emotions, but it doesn't need to be like that. So if you want to learn how to really follow the voice of your intuition, join me on January the 17th.